Welcome, everybody. Welcome to this exciting day where we're celebrating all of you, and we're Tree Sisters. And today we have two very special Tree Sisters with us. We have Tara that's working and helping with the chat there. We have Tara, everybody sees you. And we have Clare Dubois. She is the founder of Tree Sisters, and she's here today because she's so excited to celebrate with all of you. And I'm Kathleen. I'm the artist liaison. So to begin with, we're going to seeing a brief description of what this whole project that Sara has put together. And then after that, Clare is going to bring us into a meditation just to center us and bring us into our breath, and a little bit about our tree program so you can see where the funds are going and to what they really mean to Tree Sisters. And then we're going to raise a glass together. And so after we raise our glass, we're going to write our intentions down. The intentions will be something to deepen into your connection with trees and nature, and what you will do that going forward. You've already done it through this project, but yeah, I would like to just hold those all up into the screen, and I'm going to take a screenshot, and we're just going to see how powerful that is all together. And then we are going to just talk about, how you can stay connected with our community, hopefully, and moving forward. So first of all, I'd like to bring Sara. And she brought this idea for this project to me. And as the artist that she has been, as an activist in so many different ways, and I'm sure many of you know that she has done many projects trying to move the community and to shift consciousness about many different things, including earth and nature. So working with her has been inspiring on many levels. Many Tree Sisters know Sara and her project and have been involved in it. And I'm so excited. I mean, all the stories that were written into the roots of the tree, and you'll see some of the pictures soon, but all of the stories just touched all of us so much. And we're going to be writing about it in Tree Sisters to share, because it's one of the most inspiring creative projects that we've ever had. And I think that it holds a template for going forward. So I want to bring Sara into this to explain from her heart what this project has meant to you. And we're in such deep gratitude for you, Sara.
All right. Thank you so much, Kathleen, for your introduction and warm words. Yeah, there's so much I can tell, but there's so little time. I mean, I could talk for 2 hours, but I won't. What I want to say is most of you have known, of course, the project and how the process went. Some know all of it. Some of you know only a few details. Some of you have visited it. Some of you didn't because they were in different countries, but they did contribute with their leaves that were sent in. So I'm going to show you a bit of the footage of the images of the work, because it's just so nice to see it again. But what I mostly want to tell is that with this work, I finally made a huge step in my way of approaching what I can and what I want, because I was thinking about it today, it's about 20 years ago that I started making textile art, and I studied fashion, first of all. And every year in my studies, I had this kind of mental crisis in which I thought, the world is going crazy, and what am I doing? I'm only making dresses. This is not helpful. What can I do to contribute to the world, to make the world a better place? I've had this whole process of making artworks and projects in 20 years. And only with this project, I finally found like the click between this is what I can do and this is what I want to contribute. And this started in 2018. I was in a 10-day meditation course. During this course, I found in myself the urge to do something with my talent and my ability to bring people together and make huge textile statements, and leave something after a project that is like a practical or tactile result, like something that stays after the artwork has gone. Um, and when I got back from the meditation course, I spoke to a friend and she said, "Do you know TreeSisters?" And I didn't. But then, as soon as I found out what they did, I became a Tree Sister by making like a monthly donation. And after a while, I thought, this is just nothing, every month paying 20 or 25 euros, that doesn't really help. Can I not do more? Can I not actually bring those two things together? So there was one night that I couldn't sleep, and I got up and I sat down for a few hours, and within a few hours the whole project was actually on paper. And I emailed you, TreeSisters, and I got in touch with Kathleen and Tara as well. And they told me, yeah, go for it. We're very happy and excited to see what it's going to be. And you didn't know, but you did trust me. And that is one of the greatest things that I'm grateful for, that so many people put trust in me in the past years, because as we're going to see, I collected almost 50,000 euros for planting the trees. And it was given to me by people that I didn't know. About 500 people made donations, from like €2 to 20,000 euros, and everything in between. Um, and this is really, really amazing that people that don't know me and that I don't know trust me enough to give me their money, and they think that I will do the thing that I promised and that I won't take it and run, which I didn't, but I mean I could have. um, so that is what I find is, for me personally, a very large uh, positive impact of the project. So thank you for your trust, all of you. And I'll show a little bit. I'll share my screen, and I'll show a little bit of the process um, of making the actual work. I wanted to. I saw this kind of layered forest before me, with trees of all ages and shapes and sizes. And actually, what I used was a children's book, as you can see here on the top, as a source of inspiration to get that going. And then I made this maquette to have like an idea of the size of it, and also the shape, that you could enter this space. And I thought it would be so nice if you can be in this like layered area, and as the deeper you get into the spiral, the less you will see of the space around you, as is in a real forest as well. And then my dear friend Paola, who helped so much as well during this project, made a beautiful embroidery to show the people the idea of the design. And it's quite a technical thing. I won't tell you about it right now, but she helped me out very well. And what is nice to know is that later on, she made a pattern of this very design that you can embroider at home. So on January 22, 2020, which is exactly 2 years ago, we made the first stitch in the library in The Hague. There we had the studio opening up. And what you see there is the cardboard on top thing that we made, like the drawing with on the textile every time we would roll on to a new clear area on the fabric. And there we sat. This was pre-COVID, so everybody was nicely and close together. Um, and it was so nice to see that in a place like a library where so many different people come, they would all join us from all ages and genders and backgrounds. And this was, yeah, the ideal that I had, actually. There was also a language school very close by in the library. So there was this guy, for example, always came by on Thursday to practice his language skills with the elderly ladies and make some fun with them. And what we did as well was getting stories about nature, because I thought I can make this work of art and I can gather the money. But what I want most is to like change people's perspective or ideas, or the way they take care about nature themselves, or the way they view this. So how can we raise more awareness about the importance of nature? And I thought, if we go back to experiences that we have had ourselves in nature, where you can actually feel the importance, that might be one way. So we collected stories about nature. We asked people to tell about a special thing they'd like once had in nature, or it could be something small or something big, but it was always nice to hear what nature meant to them. And then indeed, COVID came and we had to close down. But within a few weeks, there was this plan to make embroidery kits. And actually, for the project itself, it was quite good, because in this way, people from all over the world could join us, and they would embroider at home the separate leaves. And then we would meet online like we do today and talk about how it went. And they could like show their leaves and ask questions, and they would send them back. And I received more than 4,500 leaves, and they're all attached to the artwork, back from Japan, from Australia, from the US. So this is something that I could never have thought of before I started the project, but it is really a blessing for the artwork itself. Then when we reopened in Amsterdam, it was spring, and we could embroider again, although on a distance from each other. And the work was growing, and people were adopting birds, and with every bird they would pay enough money to plant 100 trees. So the artwork is now full of birds. But I did find that during the season in Amsterdam, and also the next season here in Leiden in the Hortus, we were like in a glass house, and it was summer, and everybody had sweaty hands, and it really didn't go fast enough. So I found I had to make a change to the design, because otherwise we would never get it done. Because the idea that I had was that it would be entirely full, the whole 100 square meters. But we couldn't, we just couldn't. The back of the work was very beautiful. And that is something that you still see if you walk through it. The back and the front have actually an even, they're both visible as much as each other. So here's when I sat down and I thought, okay, I'm going to change the design. In the top left corner of the drawing, you see the leaves fully embroidered. And I decided we're going to work towards embroidering only the contours, because otherwise we'll never make it. And so we did. This was the last studio in Enschede in the Museumfabriek, where people were also very happy to join us. And yeah, then it was done. Well, almost done. In the meantime, I started collecting the money for the trees, and this was still in the beginning. We had enough for 14,000 by the end of the first season. And in that pace, I did find it didn't go fast enough as well. So I tried to find more people that wanted to fund me, but I didn't really succeed in that. But people did find me, because I had got attention in like newspapers and stuff. So people that I didn't know found me and told me like, I'll give you money. I'll give you, I don't know. Someone asked me, how much do you need? Like when we're almost there, we had enough for like 96,000, I think. And she asked me, how much do you need to get to 100,000? I said, well, a little over 2,000 euros. All right, she said, I'm in. Things like that. It was amazing. Well, now I had this plan to get the artwork in the garden of Museum Belvedere in Heerenveen, here in the Netherlands, by the end of, by the spring of 2024. But I must say, I'm a bit in doubt about that. Some people send me like emails from more than 1,000 words to tell me that I'm crazy, that I want to get this thing out in nature, because it's only a statement and it will not add any like food to the soil. It will only just decline. And it is a nice idea, but it's actually more inspiring if you see the work in its full glory for another 10 years. So I must say I'm a bit in doubt about this process. I might still do it, but maybe not as soon as I planned. We'll see. I'll keep you up to date on that. Then the planting of the trees, which was the final goal of the project. Here's this tiny spirally forest, and that is what I want to do with 1,000 trees in the Netherlands, because I raised money enough for 100,000 trees, and that's 99,000 in the tropics with TreeSisters, and 1,000, sorry, here in The Hague, in the place where I live. And I'm going to try to do that in a spirally shape, this tiny forest of 1,000 trees, so that people can enter and still feel like the same kind of experience as in the artwork. These are some of the products that we make, but I'm way over the time that I should talk. So I'm gonna continue and show you the final result. The stories we collected in the roots that are like communicating with each other like the real trees do. And the birds that are sitting there so beautifully. The separate leaves that we got back from all over the world. And there, the final result with my mom working in, who I should thank the most. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. That was just extraordinary. I know we could go on and on for days about it all. We are going to go directly to Clare, and Clare is going to lead us in a meditation, and she's also going to just share about, you know, what it means to her for you to be part of all of this. Clare Dubois.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. Sarah, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's so inspirational. I mean, as an invitation, it should go out around the world for people in every country to do something like this. Like you said, the magic thing for me, which was to do something with my gifts and abilities to leave the world a better place. That is so part of the root of TreeSisters. And so I know everybody here has been part of this, but I so want us all to sit with that question throughout this rest of this call and also onwards, which is, you know, what are we here for? What's that unique gift inside each of us? What really are our true gifts, and how can they be brought forward so that being more of ourselves serves the world? It's such a core question. And your project is like, it's like devotion made visible. And it's just so exquisite. It is so exquisite. But almost more exquisite is how you did it, how you included everybody, how you drew everybody in, that everyone is connected through that fabric. Everyone is connected through every stitch. It's just exquisite. So we're changing the order here a little bit just because we are over time. It's very difficult ever when you've got something this beautiful to keep to your little time slots. But anyway, let's come together in meditation. Let's just close our eyes for a second. And let's find ourselves in the forest, and let that forest show herself to you in whatever way she wishes. And let's find ourselves sitting in a spiral, in an opening in the forest with sunshine, warm on our faces. And with whatever sound she brings, whatever type of forest you're in, that particular kind of bird song, and the buzz of the insects, and the sound of the breeze in the leaves. And with every breath, breathing in the wildness, the freedom of this place. And as you breathe out, breathing out your gratitude and relaxing a little more. Letting your forehead soften, your cheekbones, your shoulders, your upper arms, your lower arms, letting your hands fall open. Breathing more deeply. Feeling yourself deepening into your own body. till you can feel the beating of your own heart. Like the beating of a drum. That is the source of your own unconditional love. And every beat of your heart rippling out love and gratitude for the privilege of being alive. Rippling out through your own body, through the bodies of everybody in circle with you, in spiral with you. And then rippling out into the forest. And let's just be aware of these extraordinary beings, the trees, these conscious beings who are communing every day with the stars, with the planets, who are home to so many animals and birds and beings, insects, and woven together by the fungi, by the mycelium. Just be aware that there is no limit to our love. That our love and the consciousness of the trees includes the cosmos, the sky, the earth, the soil, the water. That we are part of an exquisite woven tapestry of life. And as you breathe in, you're breathing in what the trees breathe out. And as you breathe out, the trees are breathing in. So feel the gift of the in-breath that you're receiving from the trees. And you say thank you by giving them breath. And so it moves backwards and forwards, gift and gift and gift and gift, freely given. We cannot live without these beings. And I want to thank each and every one of you for loving them, for tending them, for funding them, for growing them. And as you sit here quietly with your eyes closed, because we've run out of time to show you the slideshow, I'm just going to take you briefly around the world to the places that your love and your fingerprints now allow trees to grow. Starting in the Atlantic rainforest of Brazil, where you are growing forest corridors between the last remaining intact forest segments of the Atlantic rainforest, providing habitat for critically endangered wildcats, pumas, jaguars, ocelots, endangered monkeys, even endangered trees. The Amazon rainforest, where you're growing a food forest with the Ashaninka tribe. Food forest to help them raise funds to buy the land that is their ancestral home so that they can continue to protect their extraordinary part of the Amazon. And Mount Kenya, where the forest of that mountain has been stripped and you're replenishing it, which means that when it rains, the roots of those trees catch the water and allow it to drain down into the aquifer to become the rivers and the streams, because Kenya is desertifying, losing its water. And reforesting Mount Kenya will help bring that water back. And Mozambique, where you're growing mangroves along the coastal zone, mangroves that sequester between 3 and 9 times as much carbon. And Madagascar, again, mangroves which help sequester carbon, lock it into these huge root systems in the earth that also help so many species of fish to birth in those waters, that also prevent soil erosion from washing out to sea, that also guard against storm surges. So many extraordinary gifts that mangroves bring. And inland in Madagascar, where you're growing around the last few stands of trees, last 6 species of lemur that have not gone extinct. And in Nepal, where you're growing jungle, community jungle, around standing forest that needs to be protected, again, endangered species of sloth and elephant and rhino and so many other extraordinary beings. River restoration in India, an entire watershed for a river that needs to be protected. Mangroves in West Papua, where another ancient tribe is trying to bring back their forest from corporate destruction. And finally, orangutan peat swamp forest in Borneo, where the people are growing trees as part of their health care, which means that they will no longer cut down the forest, growing the trees for the orangutans who are now critically endangered. Your love and your generosity connects you to each of those forests. And it means the world to us, and it means the world to all those people whose livelihoods and whose health and whose way of being is being secured and supported by those trees. So just feel your love wrapped around the tropical forest belt of our world. Feel yourself making a difference in all of those places. And know that TreeSisters is so much more than just the trees that we help to get funded. We're also an awakening organization, a consciousness shift organization, looking to help people everywhere figure out how to live as restorers, how to tip the balance away from mindless consumption to conscious restoration, conscious reciprocity, all of us giving back to nature. That's the dream of TreeSisters, all of us giving back, making it as normal to give back as it is to take. And then just bring yourself back to your breath, that even flow of receiving the oxygen from the trees on your in-breath and the gifting them back your carbon dioxide, a balance of giving and taking, breathing in, feeling your gratitude and giving back. This is the balance of reciprocity that TreeSisters is here to bring to the world. If we take from nature, we need to be giving back as much, if not more, to say thank you, to tend our world, and to provide for our children. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all your generosity, for the forests that are growing because of you.
And now on to the next. Let's see. Okay, I will now log into the bank and then make the last part of the donation. Because there's a limit on the amount I can transfer per day and at a time, I already made 2 parts of the donation yesterday and another part this morning. So here we go to transfer the last part. And then our joint donation for 99,000 trees is complete. Yes, so here we go. Pay and send. Now I have to fill in this code. It takes a little while. And yes, woohoo! It's done. Wow. As you can see, I already transferred 15,000 and 10,000 euros yesterday and 11,849 euros this morning. So together with these last 10,000 euros, that makes a total of 46,849 euros, which is altogether good for 99,000 new trees. Wow.
Okay, it's time to raise our glasses. Has everybody got something vaguely alcoholic or non-alcoholic around?
Oh no!
Woohoo!
Oh, it's not working! Oh, I can't open it.
Go on, just
Oh, I'll take some tea in my glass.
a toast of tea. That's the first.
Yes,
That's the first
that's
I've had of
toast to
that.
tea. All right, cheers, my dears. Woohoo!
Congratulations, Sarah. Thank you for pulling off something beyond extraordinary, exquisitely beautiful, so creative, so generous. You've done something so generous, not just for the trees, but for everybody's hearts. I mean, it really is. It is easily the most beautiful project we've ever been part of. Thank you for allowing TreeSisters to be part of it. Thank you for being the inspiration at the level that you've been. I'm just, you know, I would love it to be out in nature, but honestly, I would love this to be able to just travel around the world and be a source of ongoing inspiration for creatives everywhere to think, how can I use my gifts to bring people together, to create absolute art and beauty, just beauty on behalf of nature. It's like, it's a visual prayer. So you know, I'm raising my glass to you. I'm raising my glass to everybody here that has been so generous with your gifts and your love and your money, and what that means for the tropics, for the forest, for all those people. From just, yeah, I don't have enough words to say thank you. So, and each of you, as you sip, you know, just be aware of the trees. Be aware of the trees that are also growing because of you, and the gratitude coming back to you from the natural world for taking that extra bit of yourself and giving it. So, with so much love.
Cheers to that.
Hey,
Thank you so much, Claire. Woohoo!
that's amazing. Thank you so much, Sarah. And everyone. This project, like Claire said, I love that you described it as a visual prayer. It's intense. It really is. And I know that we talked yesterday about going out for 10 years and further and crossing around the globe and sharing this intentions. And you have all rooted that. You've all began that process. This is a seed.
Yeah.
Really. And I
well, thank you for the inspiration to start working on this and to bring my gifts. And thank you, Kathleen, for your help and inspiration as well.
So the one thing I asked you to do is to put down an intention on a piece of paper or something. And I just want to take a screenshot of everybody gathered here. We're supposed to have 90 people here, but this video will go out to all of you who weren't able to make it here today. If you have something to hold up, that would be great. If not,
I haven't written down something yet. Maybe others have, but I haven't. So I need a little time
you
for
can
my intention.
take a minute. We have time. We have a little bit of time here still. And maybe while you're doing that, I can bring up, just talk about a little bit about, we have to this point, including your 99,000, I want to keep saying 100,000, so I will, but we are at 22,921,713 trees to date. And that is because of you, and I want to hold the glass to you all for that as well. And it's only the beginning to connect to nature. Let it grow. I love that.
There we go.
I'm gonna take a screenshot. So let's see. No pressure.
I'll ask in Dutch as well, because maybe not everybody got it. Voor iedereen die een briefje heeft en een intentie wil opschrijven over zijn of haar relatie tot de natuur of voor de komende tijd, hoe je iets met de bomen of je eigen talenten zou willen doen om dat te ondersteunen, kan je de intentie opschrijven en kunnen we op deze manier allemaal elkaars intenties lezen en bewaren als herinnering.
Thank you. That looks amazing.
It does.
Okay, great.
I see very nice ones. Breathing together, enjoy nature more.
And if anybody else has something to share, we have a couple minutes. We can probably, I'd love to hear a few of your voices. We have like 5 minutes left. Anybody want to wave their hand and I could see you? We have something to share about being part of this project. Something wonderful about Sarah. Okay, Didi?
I'm incredibly proud. We are incredibly proud of Sara, our daughter. Yes.
Oh.
And we will forever support her and support TreeSisters too. So that's what I want to say.
Oh, thank you so much. I thought you looked familiar. Oh, you're both here. That's so much love. Oh my gosh, I love that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. She's amazing. Oh, and Sarah's bringing in someone here with her too.
Yes, this is Riette.
Oh, I was cold.
Yeah, she's helped me out so much during the project, and she's here with me today because otherwise I would been up here all alone by myself. So it's very nice to be here together. And when we have the bottle open later on, we'll bring out a toast together.
Hugo and Kari, you've been expressing your love the entire way through this. So it'd be amazing to hear your voice.
I know Sarah. That's the only reason I know any of this is I met Sarah. And now I see Sarah's mama and they look exactly the same. So there's Sarah Senior and Sarah Junior, and then the new child. So all of this comes from knowing Sarah. And one of us someday will write a book called Knowing Sarah. About trees, about
Wow.
art, about connection, about women around the world doing things. We will look for that book. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, thank you so much, Carrie. And you know,
Oh,
yeah.
Anyone else like to share anything, even just about how you're feeling right now, or how it was to be part of the project? Just to bring your voice like another part of the tapestry.
It was beautiful just to be embroidering leaves and know that it was going to be part of this incredible spiral forest. Thank you. Thank you.
it would be so great to bring the artwork to the US so you can see it all. We've been talking about this, but I don't fly.
Yeah.
Since years, I stopped flying because I think I just shouldn't. But I do want to bring it to the US. So Kathleen is going to see if she can find a boat for us to come to.
It's quite the conundrum, you know, to share with the planet something so immense and gorgeous, but not wanting to tax the planet by flying. So how do you get this going? So we're going to figure it out, though.
But I can't help thinking, as soon as it arrives, all anybody's going to want to do is embroider leaves.
Yeah.
Everybody is going to want to embroider leaves. I mean, every school will want to embroider leaves. Like it's this, like you've got the seed of something so unifying, and it can go so deep with the invitation to pray for the forest when you're embroidering, like to sink your love into each leaf. Like I didn't know about the projects. I never got to embroider a leaf. I want to embroider a leaf and see it in a forest. So, you could also have, the American forest that is grown over here, and
Yeah.
the project that is a prayer, like the prayer for the forest. I mean, oh my goodness,
We're going to take it worldwide from now on.
Yeah.
it's
Worldwide.
so beautiful. And yours is like this, it's the heart seed. Like you have the heart seed of a creative invitation that can unify people all around the world, Sarah. I mean, what you've done is absolutely exquisite on every level.
I can't take any more compliments. But I'm not nervous anymore. That's what I can share. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here and joining us today, and for coming together and sharing our love. I think that's what we just did. And hopefully see you next time without a screen, but face to face.
Yes, face to face. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
It's been beautiful meeting all of you.
Yes.